How's it going, everybody? Joe from Total Justice Gaming here with our first Buddy Tech video. Well, technically that's not true. Our third Buddy Tech video. Previously on the channel, I have actually shown you guys two of the other people that helped with Total Justice Gaming. Michael Fuller's Ozzy the Haka and Trey Ragsdale's Sun Dragon deck, both of which have seen pretty good reviews. And great comments. I love the comments, guys. Please keep it going. Please subscribe and comment and like on the videos. It's YouTube's new algorithm, so the more you guys subscribe, like, or comment, the more we will be able to get out there and be seen. And the comments you guys have been giving us have been just fantastic. I do read each and every one of them. I have the channel set to review comments. That way I can read them and just let the guys know, hey, here's what's being said. Hey, here's what they think we should be doing, and you guys have helped us out a great deal, so thank you for that. So to round out the whole Buddy Box deck videos, we're going to be looking at my first variant of Gem Clone. This is variant 1. There's going to be several different iterations over the course of the game. I'm going to be looking very closely at this Gem Clone deck, as well as the other Hero Worlds, because for those of you that don't know, I'm a very heavy enthusiast of Hero World. I have practically every deck built, and we will be seeing some of those decks later on down the line, as I believe next week's going to be nothing but deck tech. So to start us off with the decks, we are going to go with 2 of the Water Demon Impact Monster. Pretty good. I only run it at 2 because this is just there to take care of cards with soul and deal the damage, and it goes away. Next up, we have 3 of the Fire Demon Impact because it lets me get any cards that are in the center out of the way. Also, it's 5,000 power, so that's pretty decent. Next up, we of course have the Buddy, which is Gem Clone himself. That can't work without him on the field, without him and Zetta, so it's really important we get him out as quick as possible. Then we're going to go with Variable Bit. Variable Bit is also just really, really good. It came in the box. I may be changing this one out later when other units come out. Then, of course, we're going to be running 4 Zetta. Pardon. That's just not going to stay up there. But 4 Zetta, a lot of the deck doesn't seem to function unless you have Zetta already on the board, so it's very, very imperative you get them out on the board. Now, the first of the changes I made to this deck. First off, we have 2 Gaidano, Steel Beast Explosion Battlecry, and I really like him. He's an 8/7 with the crit of 3, Soul Guard, and Penetrate. When he attacks, you can also pop a Soul Guard to blow up a monster on the field. Really, really good numbers. Penetrate's always a great thing, great for pushing through damage. He actually has an interesting combo we'll bring back up when we get around back to him. And then moving into the other worlds, we have Fake Ball. Fake Ball I like, but I think I'm going to try out Giga Mira Black Dot, or the non-ball impact monster when it comes out. We'll see how that works in version 2, but for right now, I'm running 2 of the Ball Dragons. He's really, really good. We are running 3 Fake Abigail. I love this card to death. I think it's one of the better Abigails out there. I purposely traded off my Sun Dragon and my Ozzy the Haka to get more because this is just a really good impact monster. I mean, burning him for 3 if it blows up a monster and still doing damage is really, really good. Its stats are pretty respectable at 8/5 and with a crit of 2. So it's one of my favorite impact monsters. The other thing we did is we replaced the fake knights with the actual knights. Now, the reason I went and did that is it's 6/2/5 instead of 6/0/6, and you can get a crit. The fake one is you get a crit for each weapon on the field. You can only really take advantage of that because you're always going to be at least a crit of 3. The reason why this one is it already gets a crit of 3 if, pardon me, for each weapon on you and your opponent's field, this gets a crit of 3. I believe the other impact monsters for each gains a crit for each monster in the graveyard. discard pile, whatever we're calling it. But I like this one because it can get up to a crit possibly 5. If you're playing against a Knights build, you're always going to, pardon me, you're always going to have a crit of at least 3 because you're going to have Zetta equipped, which is really good. And the other bonus you get with this is this gets Penetrate. And Penetrate's really, really important right now because there's a lot of stuff that can get to the center with Move. They are not taking the hits. Sorry about that. Live videoing. Always fun. As I was saying, so I like this better than the fake one only because it gets to Penetrate, and we're always going to be at least of a crit 3, possibly a crit 4. So really, really good. Spells 4, I've seen through your moves. Pretty common. We need to avoid damage as much as possible. My only one regret about this entire deck, and we'll get to that in discussion a little bit later, is Zetta's defense stats. They're not really that great. Next up, we have 4 Talisman Armor, 0 damage. I'm kind of flip-flopping back and forth on either this or the 10K that comes out in 2 weeks. I'm not sure which I want to use, but for right now, I'm using this one. Then we, of course, have 4 Fine Jokers. This card is really, really good. It gets us Tutor and lets me find either a Gem Clone or a Zetta. Since those are absolutely imperative that you have those on the field at some point in the game, you're absolutely going to have it. Next up, I run 4 Artifact Talisman, draw 2. Drawing cards lets us get the impacts that we need, or it gets the Zetta or a Gem Clone that we desperately need, so it's definitely out of 4 of. Next up, we're going down a little bit. We got Gauge 3. We need Gauge. We need Gauge for a lot of stuff, and we run this in conjunction with Hyper Energies, but I run 3 of this. The other little card that I put in that wasn't in the deck was that's a Shallow Shot. The reason is it's counter, it's pay a gauge. You pop something on the board with 5,000 or less, either on the offense or the defense. It's just a really, really good card. So, and then we have Hyper Energy at a 2-up. I only run 2 of these. I could probably drop draw 2 down to 3 and run a 3rd Hyper Energy. Right now, I'm just trying to see what Hyper Energy is like right now. So for combos we have in the deck, I brought this up earlier. We have Guidino. Guidino gives us Soul Guard. So Variable Bit typically gives us Soul Guard via its own ability. So that one isn't that great. The big combo here is that you can actually get the Soul Guard off standard Gem Clone, mimicking the Variable Bit's ability, because Guidino actually gives this the Soul Guard. So really, really good. You could also just pop it and pop their monster, or pop a monster that you need taken care of, because it doesn't really designate. So that's really the big combo I have in the deck right now. There's not too much like glitz and glamour for the deck right now, mostly because this is only the first variation of the deck, and with the set coming out in 2 weeks, we'll be able to get a lot more deck testing done, but this is done fairly well. Other than that, there's really not too much to say right now because the deck is in its first iteration, aside from the out-of-the-box format. But please, again, guys, like and subscribe. I'm going to try and put out other decks I have. They may not be the ones in the current meta, but they're all interesting and very, very fun for me. So take a look at the channel. Like I said, like and subscribe. Leave comments. If you guys can find combos and want to tell me about it, maybe it's something I don't know, by all means, please tell me. I would love to learn. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time.